What's going on? It's the RapNerd, and I know it's been a minute. I took a little vacation alongside my Thanksgiving holiday to just have some time to recalibrate and just relax. So happy holidays to everybody, and I hope you got some rest and ate well. But with all that being said, what released over the Thanksgiving break was Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1, and I'm here today to talk spoilers about this season. So like I said, this is spoilers. So if you have not seen Volume 1 of Season 5, please go watch that and come back here, but I'm pretty sure everybody has if you're watching reviews and discussions about this season. So first of all, it's been a minute. I think it's a 2-year gap between Season 4 and 5, and I was one of those people where after Season 4 I was super excited to see what Season 5 brought, but as the time kept going I was like, oh my god, why are we waiting this long, bro? What's going on? And my hype started to die severely. To be honest with y'all, I didn't even watch the Season 5 teaser or trailer when it dropped. I just was like, I'll get to it when I get to it. And they're smart by dropping this over the holiday because they know people want to watch stuff after you get done eating. And that's pretty much what we did. When Thanksgiving was over, the kids were in bed, my wife and I were like, you know what? There's a new season of Stranger Things on here, so let's jump into it. And man, I gotta say, it was totally worth the wait because this season was epic. Every episode, I didn't find myself being bored in the slightest bit. The stakes are raised, shit goes down, things happen, and the way it ended left me wanting for more and looking forward to Volume 2 on Christmas. So, obviously, the elephant in the room here is Will Power. I don't know if that's why they named him Will, and they knew all along for all of these seasons we would end up here, but I just think it's brilliant the way that they tied everything together. Because as you know, in Stranger Things, Season 1, Will was taken to the Upside Down and brought back. It showed how much of an attachment he still had with this world, and it plays out through all of the seasons. Will always doing that neck thing and looking around when shit's about to go bad. And I saw him throughout these seasons like, are we gonna get anything from him? Because he just feels like so pointless in a sense because he really didn't bring much to the team, and rightfully so. The guy went through some heavy trauma, but I'm like, what are we doing with this character? It just always felt like he was just around to be the fearmonger of the group because he experienced the Upside Down in a way that nobody else felt. The way they played it out to where in the end of Season 5, Volume 1, when he's connected to Vecna and has his abilities to kind of hone them and play puppet to the creatures that he sends out there was just the chef's kiss and was so epic. And I love how, again, they plant those seeds throughout the season where his power and his ability to see is stronger when he is closer to the hive, thanks to, I forgot what her character's name, but Ethan Hawke's daughter, Maya Hawke, how she was like, maybe it's because of you being closer to the signal of the Upside Down, you can see more and it's clearer and you can do more things. And they planted that Easter egg with her and just even giving her a part and a reason to be here. Now that's what I loved about this season as well. I'm gonna get back to Will in a second, but everybody here is here for a reason and they have something to do and it's all even. And I love that there's no characters left behind. But to tie it all to that epic moment of, again, Will being able to control and having these powers, I thought it was just so good because I'm sure that a lot of people watching these seasons looked at Will as like the weakest link as well. He's traumatized. He can't do anything. He's scared to death of everything. And I love that it presented it in this point when Vecna comes up to him and tells him like, look, you are the weakest link. He thinks that Will is so weak that he not only controlled him, talk shit to his face, and then let him go and just walked away because he thinks that he's that big of a non-factor. So it is a major level of underestimating, and I can't wait to see how that plays out because Will is not fucking around. I love that moment where he's just controlling all of the what are they called? Not dreadnoughts. I forgot the name of them. The monsters, the Gorgons or something like that. How his eyes just go completely white, which is different than any other character we've seen outside of Max, who I'll get to in a second. And he's just controlling them, like, doing this, and they're all, bending to his will. And he's able to twist them in the same format that Vecna did to Max. And I was like, wow, this is fucking awesome. And then he drops down with the superhero stance like 11 does, and he just looks to the camera, and you see that, you know, bloody nose, and he just wipes it off like, yeah, I'm ready for war. Like, that shit was epic. Me and my wife were like, oh. Yes, little Will has come back to probably be the big gun of the group, because there's no telling what else he's able to do being connected to Vecna the way he is. And I don't even think Vecna knows that. He can't know that the way he was just talking shit to him, because if he knew that he had that level of power, I don't think he would have let him live at all. But that's going to be one that's going to kick him in the ass, but I cannot wait to see how it is. That's my son back there, wilding out and having fun. So if you hear him in the background, that's what it is. Now, getting on to another character, Max. I think that she's going to be a really big key player in everything as well. I don't know what kind of power she has, but just the fact that she has been in a coma for this period of time, and she's been able to roam in it upside down like nothing is, you know, happening, and being able to, you know, go in and out of like time travelers in a sense where, you know, she's explaining that she's been trying to find her way back to get to her body and be, you know, in the regular world, and she just is in this loop of time. There's a lot that says about that. You know, she doesn't even know what's going on. And again, it almost feels like Will, you know, being captured and her being connected to Vecna in a way that she probably doesn't even understand. So I'm really curious as to what her role is going to be moving forward. But I think it's dope that she was able to find the sister. I think her name is Holly. And I'm just looking forward to that. Then the other big part of the episode is finding 8, I believe, is 11's, you know, not really sister, but also one of the kids that they experimented on. I forgot what her character's name is. Damn, what is it? It's not Abby. I'm gonna just call her 8. And it's very clear that the military has had her for some time now. I don't know if they were trying to use her as some type of satellite to find other things or other ways of opening portals, or if they're trying to weaponize her to not only go against 11, but also go against the creatures that they have seen in the Upside Down. So it's almost like they're building like a Justice League against Darkseid in a sense. Vecna being Darkseid, and then you have Will, who has now his new power. You have 8, who they stumbled across. You have Max, who's already in the Upside Down with some sort of powers. And then you have 11, who is a powerhouse herself. And not to mention everybody else in the gang who have now kind of, you know, found their forms and reasons to be on the team as well. It's like they're all the connected dots between all of the powerhouses to make one big power circle to go against Vecna. The season was just wild, having the merging of the regular world and the Upside Down in one, especially that explosive episode where Mike and Nancy's mom got attacked by the creatures. What the fuck are their names? It's bugging me that I can't think of their names, but I'm just keep calling them creatures, sound like I'm some novice fan, but I know what the name of them are. I just cannot think of it. But them showing up at her house, their house, to snatch Holly and then brutally wound the parents, and we still don't know if they pulled through or not. You know, the mom said that her vocal cords were damaged, but I don't know if we're gonna check back and somebody's gonna pass. We don't know shit about the dad, so it is getting real for the fact of how much these worlds are colliding. So I wonder how much more chaos is going to be in Volume 2, and I'm looking forward to that. And the last thing I'll say about the team and how everybody plays their part, it just feels so cool that they have built such a camaraderie with each other and have learned and created different tactics and things to abide by when shit gets real. I love in that first episode when word gets back to Maya Hawke's character, who is at the radio station, and it's, I guess, some signaling of a portal being opening, and she gets on there and starts playing the Diana Ross song and doing slick wordplay to give coordinates to the rest of the squad, and they're, you know, writing things down and going to those points. I think that is just super fire, and I love seeing teamwork like that in movies and TV shows, because it just makes it feel real and more of an actual friendship between the characters, and not characters just being there beside each other and nobody interacting. So overall, this season was epic. It was awesome and well worth the wait. I cannot say that enough. Again, I have to shut the hell up because they delivered, and God, insert Volume 2 into my veins immediately. I am so looking forward to see what Will can do, because I feel like he might be on a whole different level than everybody being attached to Vecna, but we just now starting to see what he can do. So I am super duper excited about that and all of the connections with Max, 8, 11, and how they're gonna go forward and whoop Vecna's ass. So let me know in the comments, what did you think about season 5 volume 1? What were your favorite moments? Mine was the last moment with Will showing up and showing out. I loved that sequence so much. It was directed and written so well to show off and pay off all of the things that we've seen from Will being weak one of the group. And just a message to anybody who feels like the weakest link, and people who feel like nobody checks for them because they're not seen as threats in whatever fashion or form they're going after, whether it be at work or, you know, their artistry or entrepreneurship in their families even, that willpower is always the way to go. And I think that's the message that I got from that. So if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, thank you. And until next time, peace. RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy. Instead of banking on it, now rapping is just a hobby.